about to start getting ready for casting, which means safety first. I'm wearing closed-toed shoes and I'm going to put on eye protection. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to heat my crucible. So you want to get it nice and hot. So I'm essentially priming the crucible here. If there's any old metal, I'm going to melt it and bring it into the center. Now once it's heated enough, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to put my flask in place. Line everything up. Put my sterling silver in. And now I'm going to melt everything. Once the metal starts to get molten, I'm going to add a pinch of borax. And then I'm going to use a carbon stirring rod to make sure all of the metal gets molten at the same time. I want this to be a little bit hotter so it melts a little faster. There we go. When it starts to look like mercury, you're almost ready. Just getting the last few pieces to melt. All right, I am ready to let the metal spin into the flask. So that's my check. I'm going to brace the table. And it's important to let this spin out until it stops on its own. At this point, I can take my face shield off. So at this point, I can turn off the oxygen, which is what's loud, and I can turn off the kiln. There are no more flasks to be cast today. The fume hood is still on because when I quench this, that means putting it in water. It's going to release chemicals, so we want those to be taken away and vented outside of the studio. Let this cool. So you want to wait until it's not glowing bright red before you quench it. Still pretty red. If you quench the metal while it's too hot, it will fracture everywhere, or it can cause a lot of porosity. So there are a lot of problems that can occur in your piece. And since this is a one-off carve and cast piece, you would have to start from scratch. I'm going to quench this, so the red is out. going to let that soak, and now I'm going to find my piece. Okay, so I'm finding my piece. Taking out any of the extra investment that's stuck to it. So this is cast sterling silver. It has what's called a casting skin on it, so it looks a little bit whiter than sterling silver. That comes off as soon as you start to clean it. So I would be cutting off these sprues or channels and then finishing it from there.